a lot of moisture streaming north out of the Gulf. So can't rule out some of this moisture to make it to the ground, but a lot of this is not. The atmosphere has to moisten up. There's moisture in the upper levels. That's what this is showing. But that moisture has to get down to the lower levels. And it takes a while for the column of air to moisten up enough to get rain to the ground. But right now, a lot of this is not reaching the ground. It is reaching the ground back here towards Dallas. You can see some lightning strikes all the way over here west of Sherman. So there are some storms developing southwest Oklahoma City into western Texas. I'll show you in a second here. Right now, this morning, we're near 60 degrees, some 50s, and it's a humid morning. Coming to work this morning, it's kind of humid out there for this time of year. So the humidity is definitely out there streaming north out of the Gulf. That's going to add the fuel to the storms when they begin to pop up. And you can see that fuel in dew points. Once dew points get above 60, becomes to get humid. And that's what we're seeing right now, mainly 50s, but the 60s starting to show up here to our southwest, and that moisture stream will continue all day long, kind of priming the pump of these showers of storms that will be developing. We will be seeing dew points streaming into the 60s across the area today. So the moisture is there. We're going to see a front. The instability is the problem. And the instability, if this was April, we would have a lot of instability. But this is February, and we don't have as much as we would later as we get into the springtime months. We typically see severe weather around here. So temperatures, you can see that tongue of warm air all the way up to Kansas City. I mean, across most of the country this morning, it's cold. 40s to the west, 30s and 40s. Look at that. Nashville's 34 degrees. That's cold. 40 in Atlanta. So that moisture from the Gulf is being evident here all the way up to Kansas City. So this is what we're seeing in the Southern Plains, that moisture return. It's 71 in Corpus Christi, 64 in Dallas, 67 in Austin. So a lot of moisture streaming north. So we're going to see a widespread area of showers and storms developing later this morning, in fact. In fact, we already have some developing right now. Here's the low pressure area right here, just moving into the Texas Panhandle. And that cool air is moving into the Texas Panhandle. You saw there near Amarillo and Dalhart, Texas. They're in the 40s. So that cool air is beginning to surge south. And as this front and low collides with all this moisture, we're going to see a lot of showers and storms. We're already seeing some here, Oklahoma City, up towards Kansas City, across the warm front. In this warm sector is where we're going to see those showers and storms becoming more numerous and stronger. And you can see some of these have been strong here northwest of Dallas. Now, we don't have a watch right now, but later this morning, they'll probably issue a watch here across near Dallas, points east Texas into Louisiana later today, and that will cover all the Arklatex, at least the southern half of the Arklatex, into the evening hours. So we'll watch for these storms. These will miss us up to northeast, but more storms will form down from Waco to Austin later today, and those are the ones that are going to be coming our way later today and into tonight. So here's the threat levels. Now, this is the yellow. This is a slight risk, okay? Now, this slight risk area, if you remember on Friday, was right over I-20. They have pushed that slight risk area south. So the worst of the weather, according to the Storm Prediction Center, will be here East Texas into central Louisiana. We're under a marginal risk along I-20. That was a slight risk yesterday. So they think the most severe weather will be further south of the I-20 area. Now, you still could have some strong storms anywhere in the Arklatex, but the most severe stuff will be down in southern parts of the Arklatex. So we'll keep an eye on that area. And now when they issue that watch, it will likely be issued in this green area, point south. Not sure if it'll be issued up in northern areas. It could, but definitely in this green area south, we'll see that watch issued that will extend into tonight. So I'll probably issue it later this afternoon. That will go into the evening hours, so just keep that in mind. Now, the threats are going to be some heavy rain, strong, gusty, damaging, maybe straight line winds. There's a good chance of seeing some of that. Tornado risk looks really low. It is there, as we're going to see a line of storms, severe storms coming through. So there's a risk of that there, but it's a low risk. And a medium risk of some hail, could be large at times, and some flooding. We could see several inches of rain. We haven't had a lot of rain. As you know, you saw that drought map. So a lot of this moisture and the rain that's going to fall, it's going to fall on really dry ground. And it's almost going to be like, pouring water on concrete. It's going to run off really quickly until the soil gets really wet and it can absorb that rain. But it might have some flash flooding because we haven't had a lot of rain lately. Now, hour by hour, we're going to start out in the 60s. It'll be pretty good most of the day. Wouldn't be surprised to see a few peaks of sun, but it'll get into the 70s today, and then the storms start to come in late today and this evening. So if you got to get some outdoor activity done, you got some errands you want to do, you have all morning until the middle of part of the afternoon. So get that done before 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock when we start to see the storms coming into your Architects. And I'm going to show you that precision cast. I've got 2 forecast models to show you. This is our high resolution forecast model. And this one is showing cloudy skies this morning, but the moisture will be streaming north. And as that front and low pressure moves into near Dallas, storms start to fire here. Notice the timeline, 4 o'clock along the I-30 corridor down towards Tyler and towards the Waco area. And then this line is going to solidify, become a pretty good line of storms moving into Shreveport, Bossier, 7, 8 o'clock tonight. Now you see the purple, that's where the slight risk area is. Notice that's kind of where that slight risk area is, right there. So from I-20 south, we'll see the best chance of seeing some of the most severe storms with a little larger hail, stronger gusty winds, and some very heavy rain. Still have some storms up in northern areas, but the most severe weather will be from Shreveport, Bossier south. So that's why where that slight risk area is. That moves through during the evening hours. You might see a little break around midnight. We'll see some wraparound showers overnight tonight and into Sunday morning. So when you wake up on Sunday, you might have some showers to deal with early, but that won't last long. We'll see that kick out of here by 7 or 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Then we'll start to see some clouds, some sun, breaks in the clouds in the afternoon. So that looks better for the crew of Highland Parade Sunday. It'll be breezy. I'll show you that in a minute. Out of the northwest, gusty winds, and it'll be cool, even though we'll see temperatures in the 60s. Now, here's another forecast model, and this one's going to show the temperatures and the winds. So we got those south winds with those red wind barbs straight out of the Gulf. So there's a lot of moisture coming out of the Gulf. And with that very vigorous low pressure coming at us, we're going to see those storms firing. Now, this is when we'll start to see that watch issue. Probably by early afternoon, they'll be issuing a watch for East Texas into Louisiana and Arkansas for possibility of severe weather. There's that low pressure area. A lot of lift with that, a lot of vertical velocities with this. So there's a lot of lift in the atmosphere with this low pressure, and the front is going to funnel that moisture up in the atmosphere, and these storms will start to fire here in Oklahoma and Texas. It'll be mild and humid in the 70s. So temperatures are going to feel kind of spring-like with a lot of humidity in the air. Then the line gets stronger. It intensifies as it moves into Shreveport, Bossier, and East Texas. Notice the timeline, 7 to 8 o'clock, just like the other model I showed you, the high resolution model, pretty much the same time frame. 7 to 8 o'clock is when the edge of the most severe weather will move into our area. So this is where you see the heavy rain, strong gusty winds, possibly of hail. This is why they moved the parade up a couple hours to 1 o'clock. The parade should be over by 5 or 6 o'clock. So that's going to give the folks attending the parade, the police, and everybody else that's involved with the parade time to evacuate, get out of the parade route, get in their cars, go home, everything they need to do before these storms move in at 7 o'clock. So everybody should be out of the parade routes by 7 o'clock as things start to wrap up. The south winds will feed these storms. So that's why they're going to get stronger as they move into our area. There's going to be a lot of moisture here with these storms that move through. Be some heavy rain into the evening hours. So once that initial line moves through 7 to 8 o'clock, we'll start to just see some light to moderate rain wrapping back behind it. So still have some rain into the evening hours, but it should start to wrap up around midnight, and you can't rule out a few wraparound showers. Then on Sunday morning, we're going to see clouds and temperatures near 60 and some moisture, some drizzle patches on Sunday morning, but that'll be improving throughout the day. So that's good for the Highland Parade. The Highland Parade, I believe, starts at 2 on Sunday, and so it's going to be better. It'll be windy and cool. The ground will be wet. So if you go into the parade, be aware the grass is going to be wet. It's going to be very damp because we're going to have several inches of rain from Saturday. So it'll be a cool and breezy afternoon with increasing sunshine during the Highland Parade in the afternoon. And then the evening hours looks pretty good. Of course, we have the crew of Dionysus down in Natchitoches. Should be great for that parade on, I believe it's Sunday night or late in the day on Sunday. Should be good weather for that. No rain. Cool, though, with those northwest winds. And then Monday looks nice with sunshine back, and it will be near 60. Now, as far as rainfall totals, we could see 1 to 3 inches, a large area, which is really good news. You saw at the beginning of this, I showed you the drought map. We are in a severe drought, so we need some rain. I know we don't want to see the severe weather, but that's usually what happens. this time of year, we start to see these storms form with a lot of heavy rain. So we could see up to 2 to 3 inches in some places here with some heavy rain around northern parts of the Arctic. Everyone gets probably at least an inch of rain, maybe more in some places. So just keep that in mind. You might have a little bit of flooding. So your 7-day forecast shows today, yellow weather alert. We got that in effect mainly for late today. Like I said, you have this morning, early afternoon, Valentine's Day, of course, today is 73 for temperatures, very humid out there. Then, like I said, tonight, the storms will be around. They'll be ending before midnight, and then just some wraparound showers Sunday morning. Some sunshine on Sunday afternoon, but it'll be in the 60s with that wind gusting 15, maybe 20 miles an hour. It's going to feel chilly for Sunday's parade, the Highlands. So you might need a light jacket for the parade, but you don't need your umbrellas. And then Monday looks nice. Beautiful sunny skies, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with highs in the 70s to lower 80 before another chance of rain coming in for Friday. So here's some of the details of our parades for Gemini. We might see some showers during the parade, but I don't think we'll see thunderstorms, but just some light showers possible out ahead of the line of storms. But that line of storms will come in about 7 or 8 o'clock. So you need to be off the parade route, headed back home by 6 o'clock before these storms start to move in. You know, we're hoping 7, 8 o'clock, but they might come earlier, maybe 6 at the earliest. So just keep that in mind. We'll keep an eye. We're going to have updates throughout the day, and we'll cut into programming if we have to, if we get a line of severe storms that are coming through. So Gemini parade, it's a good thing they pushed it back till 1 o'clock or up till 1 o'clock, because if they had started at 3 o'clock, it would be a problem when the storms would be coming through at the end of the parade. So that's why they moved it up till starting at 1 o'clock. Then for the crew of Highland Parade on Sunday, it looks okay. I think we'll see some clouds in the morning, maybe a couple showers, but for the parade that starts at 2 o'clock, I think it looks pretty good with temperatures in the 60s. But keep in mind, you need a jacket. It's going to be breezy, and with temperatures in the 60s, it'll actually feel like the 50s with that wind out there. And of course, the crew of Dionysus Parade on Natchitoches on Sunday night, it looks better. It'll be cool, but no rain. So, of course, this is the last weekend of Mardi Gras. Got to have some storms for it tonight, so just keep that in mind. We got a yellow weather alert. We'll break into programming if we have to, if the storms get really severe, but we'll have updates throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. So keep it tuned to all of our channels, and we will let you know what's going on. But we got some storms coming in, but after the storms tonight, things will be improving for tomorrow. So we'll keep you advised with the storms coming in later today and tonight.